Warning. The views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Nightcap. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents the Nightcap. And your host of the Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting, hosted by yours truly, mouthing off with Mike. And ladies and gentlemen, I had to call up some of the biggest NXT fans that I know personally here to join me on NXT Deadline. Recently converted NXT super fan. He is the man that makes them say, oh, damn. He's the host of 3 Count Trivia and one side of 4 sides of the Ring Wrestling Podcast. I've got Nitram on the show. And of course, she is one half of the Black Masses and Constellations podcast. And she loves NXT like Solo Sikoa is loved by Jacob Fatu. That's my girl, Tortellini. How we doing tonight, you two? Welcome back. Long time no see.
Thank you. Ready for the yaps and the graps.
I love to hear it.
I'm ready to shout it up.
I love it. He said he's ready to shout it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, when we do these live shows, we have a little bit of a little mingle before, a little water cooler conversation, and the theme of the conversation here today is pooping. I'll let you fill in the gaps on that one. Before we go ahead and we get into the graphs, though, ladies and gentlemen, your boy here at Boom Broadcasting, and of course, mouthing off Mike. He's in a very good mood tonight. I have no voice, as you can tell. It's almost gone. My Arizona State Sun Devils right here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Sparky. Shout out to the boys. Our Big 12 champions. And, of course, the Big 12 conference is sponsored and partnered with WWE. So today, my man, Cam Scatterboo, Mr. 3 touchdowns, got himself a nice championship belt here presented by Mr. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. So Tortellini, Nitram, it's official. Cam Scatterboo, Arizona State, we are officially a part of the OG bloodline. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my Sun Devils. We are officially.
I mean, it's on brand. I think everybody in the bloodline probably played football at one point, so
we're here.
It's on brand.
It's on brand, baby. We got frequent flyer here in the Nightcap, Mr. Logan James. Hello, match night iron. Hold on, let me go ahead and decipher that one, Logan. Hold on, give me a moment here. I've been having some libations all day since 10 a.m. this morning. Moment is Julia winning. Match of the night was the Iron Survivor women's match, and he is happy Julia pinned Delta, now known as Zarya. Match of the night. See, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. My Logan James decipher abilities are pretty strong. Let's get into it. Tortellini, Nitram. Let's start with the men's Iron Survivor match, which was originally supposed to have Eddie Thorpe, but he got taken out and was replaced by one Oba Femi. So let's go ahead and go to Tortellini. What did you think here tonight of the men's Iron Survivor match?
Strong 7 out of 10 from me. I'm happy Obafemi is back. I just wish that he was not the one to win. He just held the belt. Why does he need Trick? I don't know, man. Save yourself. That's all I got to say. Save yourself.
Save yourself.
Good luck.
All right. What did you think here overall? Like when we look at it, Tortellini, with Nathan Frazier here. Well, I thought Nathan Frazier had one of the best performances in this match next to Javon Evans. So what did you think individually? Who stood out amongst the rest?
I got to give it to Nathan Frazier. If I'm being quite honest, this, not to say that Nathan Frazier, every time I see him, I'm not in awe of everything he does, but seeing him in a different environment made me look at him like, oh shit. Like, I know he can hoop, but like,
Mhm.
dang, big dog. Taken after his father, Seth. We love to see it.
Yeah, well, he trained in the Seth Rollins school of wrestling, the Black and Brave. I like it. All right, Tortellini, I respect that. Nitram, what do you got here for us? I know you've always got some hot takes.
Well, I mean, all I'm gonna say is this match set the show for me. Like it. Generally, I told Brandon, I was like, "Yo, if the first match is bad, I'm just gonna play my game."
Yep.
And I sat there and I was like, "All right, these guys are cooking. These guys are cooking." Nathan Frazier, amazing. Javon, that's my guy. You know, personally, Greensboro, North Carolina, that's my guy. I saw him at WrestleCade. We have a photo together again. It's awesome. So glad Eddie's not part of this match. Eddie, like, no, I'm gonna be honest. When Eddie won that match on NXT, I was sitting there like, God, that's terrible. What a terrible decision. And I don't know if Oba's the one who attacked him. I don't know the storyline that they want to go here. I thought this was going to be some Samoans, personally. I really did. I thought Ava would have called in some family and take out Thorpe and then put her. I thought Ava was going to get a personality, to be honest, but we didn't get that. But I want to shout out Ethan Page for being the comedic wrestler of the match.
Yep.
Great. Pulled his part, pulled his weight. Loved everything he's done since he came. Disappointed in Wesley. Wesley did not entertain me in this match, and I kind of was disappointed in that factor. I know he cut that promo later on talking about I used to be that and you'll learn and all that kind of stuff, but I expected him, Fraser, and Javon to be doing these incredible sequences, and I feel like he didn't hold up to his part, in my personal opinion. I like Oba winning. I like Oba as champion. And the reason I say that, and it's not the crap on Trick, Trick's slowly growing on me. I think Trick is ready for the Rumble, and I think Trick's popularity will translate to main roster. So I think he's one of those ones where you can finally move him up.
Okay. Wow. Hold on a sec. I got to take a moment here to collect myself because avid, known Trick Williams, I wouldn't say hater, but I would say biggest critic, Nitram, has just said that Trick Williams has started to grow on him. So my mind is a little shocked. Wow. I'm happy to hear that. We'll talk a little bit about Trick and his trajectory here. I agree with both of you guys here. I think for me personally, I took Wesley to win this. In my predictions last night, I said Wesley for me, just because process of elimination, Frazier and Axiom got their thing going on. Eddie Thorpe, I don't reasonably believe, no way in hell, better chance of a snowball in hell of him winning this match. I figure Javon's too young to be in a position of this manner where it's like you just want to get him to keep putting up consistent showings. Ethan Page just had the title a few months ago. So I said the next logical step for me personally would be this heel Wesley character. And I agree, Nitram. Wesley was supposed to be the anchor in this match, but for me, Nathan Frazier filled that role. And I think, if anything, Nathan Frazier tonight, after both of his matches, came out to me like a clear-cut star of the future.
MVP of the night, if I'm being
MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. Ethan Page did exactly what he did, coming in with the comedy spots, like pinning Obafemi and then having to immediately get pinned and then be in the penalty box with Obafemi. We get this iconic image. I'm sure you'll see many edits of this, I'm sure, on the internet wrestling community. Probably not so family friendly. Probably not some that the Prez here on Boom Broadcasting doesn't want me to say, but you might have to see on Twitter later what I cook up with this picture. You never know what could possibly happen.
Oh, God.
You never know. You never know. You never know with me. Oba, podcast mini, good brother, welcome in. Oba is the smart move for NXT champion. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt in my mind. Obafemi, as soon as I heard that man's entrance theme, I said, well, tweeted it, and I said it out loud. He's winning. That's it.
Good luck to the rest of y'all, but thanks for playing. Bye.
Good luck.
And I just
Thanks for coming.
I want to point out they did a great job with this because it was like they never showed him for his entrance. They just played the music and they showed everyone else's reactions. But we all knew. And like that just shows, in my opinion, that shows his star power. Like his music hit and we're like, oh, it's Oba. And we see everyone's reactions. Ethan threw Javon out. I was like, they did this perfect.
Executed.
They did a good job at keeping him really just under the radar since Halloween Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lost the NXT North American Championship to my man, the Don, and then disappeared.
Yeah.
There it is. Podcast Mini also in disbelief here. Nitram giving Trick Williams love. What?
Oh, we haven't got to his match yet, but
we haven't even gotten to the
we
match
haven't
yet.
gotten
Wait, let's hear. Ethan Page becoming a meme is classic. Now,
he
Ethan
is
Page,
a meme classic.
While we're on the subject of Ethan Page here, Ethan Page had cut a promo later on the show about, not knowing what to do, not knowing how he's going to do it, and saying he can't do this anymore. And last night we got the announcement of a transfer window. So is it safe to say and speculate that Ethan Page probably will be on the main roster by January?
I think he's part of that Netflix roster.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that move, to be honest. He's got no pun intended, but he quite literally has the ego for Netflix. So it would be a mistake to not transfer him. I guess that's what we're calling the draft this year, but it would be a mistake to not put him through the transfer portal.
I love it. I love the fact that we're doing the transfer window, transfer portal. I think that's it's
Just
very sport,
Oh my God.
I mean, soccer has it,
we know what it is.
Yeah, we know what it is, but I like that. I like that they're not making it like a deal about it, like where it's like, all right, night 1 of the draft, night 2 of the draft, we're doing 3 draft picks, we're doing 3 and this and this and 2 and this and yada yada yada. It's like, all right, where there's a transfer window, the GMs are talking, and it makes you want to watch the content because you might miss something like last night's SmackDown. Dirty Dom and Gunther were on the show. Mello was. I
need to know why he was talking to Nick Aldis, but I'll get to the bottom of that at a later date.
Yeah, I mean, Dom, you never know. I made the joke. I said, look, maybe he wants to be on Tiffany Standard Time now. Maybe he's gonna be absolutely diabolical, Dom, and go for the trifecta. I mean, listen, listen. I'm gonna move on. We'll move on. All ego on Raw, absolutely. I mean, the first person that you put all ego on Raw with, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and if I'm wrong, you can tell me. The Miz, just like that, baby. All ego on the Miz.
We're in the same page. For some reason, I had Karrion Kross.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, give me.
I ain't mad at that.
Kross. I am very interested in that. Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
Ooh. Very interested in that.
I mean, Kross did tweet at him just a little bit ago after Ethan Page tweeted some stuff about tonight's match. Kross did say, kind of hinting at some things. So maybe I like it. I like it, in the words of Mr. Booker T. Any closing remarks here, Tortellini, Nitram, for the men's Iron Survivor match?
I do
exceeded expectations.
Agreed, but I do have to agree that I'm not sure how Eddie Thorpe would have fit in this match, just because speed-wise, this was a very fast match. Mm-hmm. And granted, I don't know much about Eddie Thorpe, and I haven't seen much of him in the ring, but I just think that Oba was a better fit here.
Yeah.
They needed a power against the flurry of speed that they got going on.
100%.
Anything, Nitram? Anything you gotta get off your chest?
Nah, man. Like I said, this kept me hooked. I watched the whole show because of this. So,
all right, a hell of an opener. Then I'll agree to that sentiment, Tortellini. I myself was thinking of this yesterday, where I was like, how does Eddie Thorpe fit into this? And I even said, I was like, I wouldn't be shocked if Eddie Thorpe gets taken out of this match and he gets replaced by
same thing. That's it.
A Lance Anawahi or a Hikuleo. Samoan. That's where my head went. Right.
But if I were being realistic, I was like, okay, it's probably Obafemi, because we haven't seen him in a while.
Also, with all these bloodline members getting hurt, they're probably just gonna put those guys straight up if they have to fill in spots.
Oh,
There's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of injuries on the Samoan side.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
From the War Games.
You got Tongaloa, torn biceps. You got Bronson
Mhm.
Reed, broken ankle. Jimmy Uso, broken toe.
Broken ribs.
Oh,
Toes?
Broken
yeah.
toe. 3 to 6 weeks. He's fine.
Someone cracked a rib this week, and I forgot who it was.
Sheamus.
Cracked a rib. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
I think the women came out fine, so
thank God. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Let's take a look. Speaking of women coming out fine here, we've got Lola Vice and Jada Parker in an NXT Underground match, and I got it right for once. I was right. I said Lola Vice was going to get this win. This was a great match for these two women, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The action was on point. The aggression was there. Jada Parker and Lola Vice, both future stars here in WWE for me personally. Let's go to Tortellini. What do you got?
Going into this, I was nervous. Was not sure how Jada Parker was going to do with this environment. Girl, 17 out of 10. 17 out of 10. This was a lot better than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
I personally thoroughly enjoyed Jada's expanded moveset. I think for me, something that's been missing for me for her has just been a bit of variety in her moveset. So this was a great match for her.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I love Lola.
And I like seeing a serious side of Lola.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. I love Lola doing this.
I wasn't feeling her when she first got here. I was like, you're not doing it for me. But
you didn't like the whole.
Stop shaking her ass. She's kind of throwing on me.
Listen, she can shake her ass and she can kick your ass. You know, that's her motto, right? She's got a fat ass and she can kick your ass. What's her motto? It's something of the sort, right?
It's something ass. You know,
it's something about
ass,
ass.
Something of this. I don't know.
Something about ass. Anyway.
Something about ass. Who knows?
I did notice there was some other Black and Brave gold representation here when we had Kaya McKenna was ringside as one of the extras for the NXT Underground match. So I'm intrigued to see what happens there. She's a really talented prospect coming out of Seth Rollins' school. She's been wrestling some indie dates. I've been seeing a lot about her. What? I don't know. I did tweet, gave her the old tag, said shout out to her for being at deadline. Hopefully she gets in that WWE ID program. So maybe she got ID'd. I mean, she's definitely another woman that I could definitely see mixing it up with this women's division. This women's division, I talked about it last night, guys, and we could talk about it a little bit now, and we could talk about it later, when we get into the women's Survivor match. But
it's the best.
You can't. It is by far. It's incredible.
It is really untouchable.
And it scares me because now you've introduced and it does. It's so good and it's so deep that it scares me because of this transfer window and the fact that we have the new mid-card women's titles on the main roster, which means that this NXT women's roster is probably going to be gutted by January. All of these women that we're seeing, I would not be shocked if at least 3 go to Raw and 3 go to SmackDown to bolster the US and the IC title pictures.
Who do you think goes though?
I'm gonna tell you right now, just because of the result of the
first of all
Survivor, I'm saying
Roxanne. Soul is going.
Soul is going.
She's a highlight reel.
Yeah. She's incredible. She's
SmackDown
going
for her.
I could argue just because it's sink or swim time for her. Nikita, go just to see. You gotta pull something. She's been there for how many fucking years? 4 years. You gotta pull it.
She will
pull the trigger. And yeah, whatever happens at this point, we have to see if she can do it or not. If she can't, goodbye. That's the business.
I think Lola goes. Yeah. I don't ever see Lola winning the title. They made it very clear that she's Miss Underground, which, by the way, this is the best Underground match they put on so far.
Correct.
She's undefeated in Underground. I think she takes this to the main roster. I don't ever think she's going to be NXT champion. So just let her have this title of Miss Underground and Let that be
Because
her
I feel
big.
like they kind of not squandered her breakout challenge contract or whatever, but it became very obvious to me that they weren't putting a belt on her.
No.
Mhm.
After they
which
made,
was-
didn't they make her match or she cashed in and it became a triple threat, and I was like, oh yeah, no, okay, never mind.
Yep. She took it the wrong way.
My fantasy booking from January was that Roxanne Perez will win the Rumble and somehow Charlotte Flair will be champion, and that will be a Mania match. So I got Roxanne to get called up.
Well, Charlotte got like 3 days to become champion then.
She'll become champion day one.
She's a Flair. She just walks in. Yeah, she just walks in.
You're right.
She says, "Woo!" and then they go, "All right, here's the title. Thanks
That's
for coming."
my queen, Charlotte, though.
That's the
you're
queen. Bow down.
healthy again.
That's my
Cool,
girl.
Here you go.
The ACL springy again. All right, let's go ahead and get that title on you. Let's go ahead and get that going. No, I agree. The women's division, incredible. I feel like we could spend the whole rest of this show talking about it, but we obviously have other matches and we could talk about it towards the end. But NXT Underground, I agree. One of the best undergrounds. Lola, Jada Parker's a star, guys. That's
100%.
That's clear, cut, evident. Miss Parker, I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Take her away from out the mud, put the rocket to her back, and she could be your women's North America champion first, or you could put her right in that NXT title picture. Obviously, they're going to cook that up with Stephanie and Julia and Zarya, so that North American women's is wide open and clear for the taking for her.
100%. I love Jada, so.
I mean, I said it on our podcast. I was like, once Jada's moveset matches her promos, she's going to be a problem. And she's continuing to prove that she is becoming a problem in the best way possible.
Yeah, 100%. Let's talk about it. NXT Tag Team Championship match. Tavion Heights, Miles Bourne versus Nathan Frazier on his second match after suffering a broken nose. My only guess could be in the first match. Tag team titles on the line. My man looked like he was absolutely miserable. Let's talk about it here. Let's talk about these two teams. Let's start with Nitram because he's a big tag team wrestling guy. So what did you take away from this match tonight?
First off, this is my match of the night. This match cooked in all different levels because this is the first time, and I'm not even like trying to slander them because I love them as a group, but Tavion Heights, Miles Bourne looked like a legit tag team. It looked like legit stars, and I forgot they were even in a faction because they were just killing it out there. And I mean, then you got Fraxium. They tell him the story. Nathan's hurt. Axiom's trying to pull extra weight. And man, there's so many near falls that I was like, yeah, that's it. And I was like, oh, they kicked. And I was sinking in. I really thought No Quarter was winning it all today.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if they win this match, somehow Ren's going to get knocked out and pin everybody. And I was like, that was my mindset. I was like, No Quarter this is going to be their night. But man, this match cooked. Generally, my favorite match of the night. I could rewatch it. It's a great match. Nathan did a great job showing that he was in pain, but adrenaline can get you past that. And then it catches back up to you. I think everybody did their part here. Honestly, it was an incredible matchup.
I mean, yeah, you said
No
it.
notes.
You said it. No notes. You said it. I mean, Tortellini, what do you got here?
Again, I have no notes on this match. First of all, you gave me Miles Bourne as baby Randy. He got in the corner and did his little baby Randy spot. Already sold me from the beginning. With the shaved head. Complete with the shaved head. And then he did the power slam. I was like, oh no, we mean business. And I don't know who do I have to call to get a push for Tavion Heights? I don't care if it's a singles push. I don't care if we run back this tag match. Put the belt on the boy. I've seen enough. I have seen enough. That's a wrestler. That boy was grappling.
My man spent 2 months in Japan, came back, Japanese riding on his gear, and was just throwing fucking bodies around a ring, hitting all sorts of assortments of crazy fucking moves. And he stood out to me tonight.
I have never loved a belly-to-belly suplex so much, and I normally hate them. No. Tavion Heights is it. If they don't strap the rocket to his back in 2025, Jonathan, call me. Call me. We need to chat.
They should have won.
They should have won.
I love this match.
Period. They should have won. This was a beautiful match.
Like
I didn't know that they had tag team chemistry like that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Exactly. It was real surprising. Like this match just took me away. But I do think that they should have won. I think with the story of Nathan being hurt, and these guys are always on a fits, and then you had the accidentally I hit my partner spot. Like I said, they sunk me in. I bought all of it for this match. Every false finish.
8 false finishes.
I was just sitting there. I was looking at my kid. He was looking at me. I'm like, I know, right? What's going on?
And he looks at me. And I look at him.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't mind Fraxium keeping the belts. I think they're a great tag team. I think with the portal coming up, I think the Motor City Machine Guns are possibly going to NXT because that was their original plans. So,
and with NXT as a proper third. Oh, yeah. Motor City Machine Guns to revive the tag teams down in NXT. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I thought the other way about that. I thought Fraxium was going to the main roster. I thought they were dropping these titles tonight
because
and going up.
Point, I will take anybody that's going to get them belts off of Finn and Bobblehead. I'm tired.
Anybody.
I'm really tired.
Anybody but copy and paste. Anybody.
But and also just throw it out there. I'm a mask lover. Axiom doesn't have the best mask, but I will say, we talk a lot about who's the next big Rey Mysterio, and it's always people love to bring up Dragon Lee, and I was like, no, people should start talking about Axiom with a little more respect. Like, dude is really freaking good, and it reminds me of a young Rey Mysterio when I was a kid, and I love to see it.
I mean, Axiom, Frazier, both of these guys are it's like you bottled electricity and you opened it in the ring, and these guys are just going all over the place, flying everywhere, hitting, like I said, the craziest moves that you'll ever see hit. These two guys, and Tortellini, you hit the nail right on the head. If Shawn Michaels, as you like to call him, Jonathan, if Jonathan does not see this performance tonight from Tavion Heights and doesn't say, all right, you know what, maybe my men's division, maybe I got some guys that I can start building up here on the single side.
And he does.
For some contenders. Because this
Two
guy
things can be true at once, Sean.
Sold me tonight. I'm sold.
Because
I'm a fan.
Nathan Frazier doing the Iron Survivor proves that he can also be in a tag team and have a singles. We can do two things at once, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, looking at you.
Both of them. And Hunter, you better look at that women's division, dog, because
real close.
Shawn Michaels is
put your good readers on.
Get off fucking Twitter, or unless you're on the Nightcap. Unless you're on the Nightcap with the burner, then that's okay. But get off fucking Twitter and look at this women's division in NXT. And you mean to tell me you can't do this on Raw and SmackDown? That's a goddamn lie.
It's not hard.
You're
just being lazy.
It's mind-boggling, actually.
It's
it
don't
make a bit of sense.
It's fucking irritating, is what it is, folks.
You see this women's division week in and week out, and you're not like, let me call my bestie and get some. Actually, Hunter, just have Sean book an episode and see if we notice a difference.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Let's
Raw and SmackDown.
Both. Let's see how many women Shawn Michaels can use for your main rosters, because I know he could probably use.
We're gonna see people back there we ain't seen in years.
Easily could get 6 women on a show and it all be cohesive, because he does it week in and week out, every week,
sometimes twice a week.
sometimes, and sometimes twice a week. Ain't that God? I love when I got my NXT people here on the show because they get it. They just get it. I've turned Nitram. We turned Nitram, Tortellini. All those weeks of talking on the Nightcap with your co-host Torin. Shout out Torin. We turned him into an NXT guy. We did this. We did this.
That's what I'm here for.
We did it. We win. And now he gets to talk about his favorite wrestler in NXT. He gets to talk about the NXT Championship match with Trick Williams, whoop that Trick, versus Ridge the Fridge Holland, who's just everyone wants to say, I'm going to get on a little fucking pedestal here. Everyone wants to say Cody Rhodes is just a theme song. Ridge Holland is the epitome of just a theme song, ladies and gentlemen. The theme song is fire, and then when it ends, I don't care. Have at it. Go start with Nitram. Let's hear it.
I like Ridge. I wanted Ridge to win this match. This match was not bad. Look, for the first time, I will say, I thought Trick held up his part of the wrestling. I watched this and said, Trick's really getting it. He's getting it. Ridge is a good wrestler. He's a safe wrestler. Regardless of the Big E incident, accidents happen. But he's really redefined himself here in NXT. I like the Ridge story. My issue with this match, and I texted Mike this, I said I have a big issue with this, and I'm just going to wait for it, is why are you telling me the story of an injured wrestler, whether he's your champion or not, go into a match, get his completely destroyed for him just to win, when I just saw this 2 matches ago with Nathan Frazier? Why did both injured wrestlers beat healthy wrestlers? That bothers me. It bothers me to, as far as storyline goes, I don't get it. Trick had every reason to lose this match. He got hung by the ropes. He constantly was getting his neck snapped.
He did.
It was a way to protect him in losing. And when he just won, and I hate Trick finishes because they're so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
When he won, I sat there and I was like, why did we have to tell the story of him being barely able to wrestle this match? Because that's what they said when he came in. They were like, he can be in this match as long as he can sustain the pain, and he chose it. And I was sitting there and I was like, I just seen Nathan do this 2 matches ago. Tell me a different story, or don't do it. Have Trick win clean. It would have been fine. He probably would have got a bigger pop. He avenged Andre Chase and all this other stuff. It would have looked good. I think it would have looked good for him. The match itself was fine. I just don't like that aspect of the injured people are beating your healthy roster, because now Ridge looks like crap. He couldn't beat in sense, broken-necked Trick Williams. And as far as a tag match, I thought it was a smarter move because at least he had a healthy partner to carry on most of it. But that was my big flaw with this match. The match was fine. It's not match of the night. If anything, it was probably my least favorite match on the whole card. But that being said, wasn't a bad match. You can have a match of 4 and 5 star matches and someone gives you a 3, and I'm sitting there like, well, that's fine. It was in the middle of the show. So that's just how I feel about it. Trick is getting better. I still don't think he should be champion, but he is getting better. And I'll give him that. I think his popularity is ridiculous, which is why I say he will translate to the main roster. That's all I got to say about it.
All right. Tortellini, what do you got?
I won't hold you. I went to walk my dog during this match. I came back and neck was in between the ropes, and I said, okay, so he's losing, ? And then he won, and I was like, but y'all kept telling me at the beginning of this match, even before the show even started, Trick Williams, he's not 100%. How is he going to feel going into this match? And then I look up, and he's just like neck first in the ropes. I'm like, oh, no, you're really going to put the belt on Ridge. I almost would have rather. I'm not really sure how I feel about Ridge, to be quite honest. I told them to call me when they were going to do something with him, and I still don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know what's happening. But I would have preferred if Ridge won this. And then, he flirt with the title for like at least till the new year. I mean, it's almost the holidays, whatever. Through the new year, and then somebody gets it off him that New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, Ridge versus Oba, in my opinion, would have been a big meaty match, and I was all for it.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
I'm all for it. But now if the story is that Trick has a bad neck and Oba beats him because he has a bad neck, it makes Oba look weak. So this is the issues I have with it.
Well,
like,
remember,
we know Obafemi is strong. He doesn't need a stipulation to beat somebody.
Right.
But we've already established that Obafemi is a man. He is human. He can lose because he lost to the Don. So, I mean, at the end of the day, whether you're looking at protecting Trick or you're looking at, whatever the case may be, no matter what, even if the case is that Oba beats Trick because of the neck, I don't think it makes Oba look weak, and I think it still protects Trick in the end because the groundwork has been established by Ridge. But I do agree to the sentiment. I figured Trick was retaining, but I said I wouldn't be shocked if Ridge won this because of that transfer window. Everything's in question right now. Everything has a huge question mark next to it across NXT because of the transfer window and the fact that we know that these guys and gals, they're going to be included. This roster, there's going to be people that go from NXT to Raw and SmackDown, and I wouldn't be shocked if they send people from Raw and SmackDown to NXT to solidify the fact that it's a third brand. That's the smart way to do it. Let's see if they do it the smart way or if they decide to just gut NXT like the developmental brand that it's been touted as for years up until the last year and a half. Overall, I agree with Nitram. I think this was a great Trick Williams performance. I think he did hold up his side of the bargain. I personally, and I didn't even pick that up, that we did the same angle 2 matches before.
Yeah.
I didn't
pick that up either.
And you had laid the groundwork for this injury angle last Tuesday, and then you followed up with it by doing the Frazier double duty angle going into it hurt. So if you're going to do continuity there, you have to stay somewhat continuous across. Like if you're going to do it, pick one or the other, I guess is the point you're trying to make is, it's going to be watered down. Ridge does not make me feel anything. Like I don't feel anything when I watch him wrestle. I think he's a good wrestler, and I don't really look at the past too much with him, but I watch him wrestle a match with Trick Williams tonight. I watch him wrestle a match against the Gallus boys. I watch him wrestle a match against Andre Chase. He doesn't make me feel shit. He's like generic create a superstar 3 for me.
He's a default call, unfortunately.
He's a default call. Straight up. Like I'm not a fan of his, and I don't like, it's not that I don't like him. There's nothing for me. Like, who is Ridge Holland?
Yeah, that's what I'm like, I don't understand who he is. Like, okay, he's great. He's a big powerhouse that beats people up and is mean. Okay, great. What am I looking at? Let's have the roster. Right. Let's have SmackDown.
He has tough booking. I mean, to be fair, he has tough booking. He came to NXT and his whole character was that he injures people, which was a terrible idea. Considering his past. I was so mind blown by this. I was like, why are you making that his character? Dude was getting
I just wanted to know who approved that.
That was the silliest move.
Silly is an understatement.
They kind of try to make him babyface with Chase U, and people didn't like it. Yep, people didn't like it.
It wasn't genuine.
And now he has to be a heel, and I don't think he's a good heel. I think he's missing character, but everything else he has. He has a good look, He's not an ugly man. He's got good shape. He's a good promo. I think everybody with an accent's a good promo, personally.
Agreed.
I just something about it. They cut better promos.
I don't care. Read me the phone book.
Get a little British accent, and that's it. You're set up for Nitram. That's all it needs. British, a bottle of water. Yeah. Just a bottle of water, some beans and toast. Then you're good in fucking Nitram's department. If you got an accent, just start talking, and that's it.
You got beans on toast, Tyler at Nitram.
That's it. That's it, dog.
I think he's just missing a
Tuesday, isn't it? Nah, I got mad love for my British folks. Nah, but for real though, give me a character for Ridge. What the fuck does Ridge do? Who is Ridge?
I can't figure out your character. You kind of lost me. I don't care what you look like in the ring. If you can't,
you had him as the Angel of Death. and now he's the angel of death of Chase U, and now he's breaking necks. So what's that's his character. He just breaks
What do we
necks.
do? I don't like it. We got to find something else to do. I don't know what that is.
I'm
Y'all
just saying
don't
though, if Rich would have won, it would have been a shitty week for Big E, huh? The guy that put him out wins a title, and it would have been a real shitty week for Big E.
Oh, I did not even think about that.
And
I would have had to like log off. I would have had to log off.
I was really hoping like he would have won and Xavier Woods would have posted some stuff. Like look at him winning. Like
shit. Him and Kofi.
Dog, am I hearing the Bluey theme song in the background? Don't get us copyrighted.
I got kids, man.
I got kids. All right, Heath Slater. Take it easy. Take it
I got
easy.
8 kids. I'm gonna chill.
I got 8 kids. Nah.
I like closed my door and locked it so he wouldn't come in here with his tablet, but he's sitting right outside the door.
Nitram, Tortellini, mouthing off with Mike. Hey. Anyway, that's a first on the nightcap. The missus is loving this. My studio audience, Mrs. Mouthing off with Mike, absolutely loving this. Bluey's super fan. We ain't got kids. Just letting them. Just saying.
Get Bluey on the show.
I'm interviewing Bluey. Get Bluey on the show. Oh shit! I don't think we'll make it. Listen, good match from Trick. Retains. Good luck with Obafemi, good brother. Good luck.
Good luck, brother.
Good luck, because you got a uphill battle.
A big one.
A very big mountain of a man.
Lord.
Dare I say it, downright humongous one. We got the Women's Iron Survivor match. We got Ren Sinclair. We've got the beautiful Madness Julia. We've got Sol Ruka. We've got Zarya, and we've got what's her thing? The Dark Angel, Stephanie Vacour. Absolute cook sesh here tonight. These women, as the kids these days say, these women ate and left 0 crumbs here tonight on Deadline. Take it away. Take it away.
What young kids are you hanging out with? Sorry, I never heard that in my life.
Fucking social media, baby. I be hearing it on social media. You know, I be hearing it from the missus. She be saying, ooh, she ate and left no crumbs. And I'm like, all right, ate and left no crumbs. Bet. That's a good thing, right? Now, if you ate and left crumbs, that's the problem. Because then you're going to get mice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Please, someone else talk.
Ren Sinclair surprised me in this match.
I was going to say, I'm going to have a hot take, and I don't know how people are going to feel about this.
I'm listening. I'm seated.
Sol Ruka was the odd one out in this match for me.
Yes!
Really?
She was a highlight reel, though.
Highlight reel, but she was the odd one out. I'm sorry. And this is literally like not to discredit like Sol or anything, but everybody else was giving me like real graps and just down to the mat wrestling. And then Sol Ruka.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
On top of that,
pick that up
her Soul Snatchers, peak perfection, like they always are. But like for me, again, Ren Sinclair has been growing on me. I don't know what it was. I think really her match with Stephanie kind of solidified her for me. Because again, taking people out of like their faction environment, even though it's with men, but like I was like, okay, what can Ren Sinclair do? Because y'all just kind of don't really have her hoop. No, she hooped in that match for me. I was kind of hoping that she would win. Because on Tuesday, there was a very important spot that I don't think a lot of people picked up on, but I did. So at the end of NXT on Tuesday, when everybody was in the ring scrapping, Ren was the only one that went outside of the ring to attack Roxanne, and she's the only one that grabbed the belt, while everybody else was in the ring scrapping. So I was like, oh no, she might take this because nobody's paying attention to her.
Mm-hmm. I thought she was gonna win until the boys lost. I ain't gonna lie. I had her to win.
As soon as the guys lost, I was like, man, they're not gonna go 2 for 2.
Because I thought the story was gonna be all the guys have championships, and then now they're training Ren. You're gonna beat Roxanne. We're gonna. Oh, I was ready for it.
I was ready for that.
I 100% agree. Soul didn't fit. She wasn't good on the technical side. And you know who helped me feel that way too? Booker T. Booker T was snapping on her. Why is she not focused?
Oh
Why
my
are you doing
God.
that?
Yeah.
He was on
Booker
her.
T was snapping.
When she did the surfboard and on what's her
spot,
name?
Oh,
and
when she did that, I said, please stop.
I hate that spot. You make people look so dumb just so you can look funny. I hate that spot so much. Because it's just like, I hate Cora J was like going like that. I'm like, just roll over.
Like, right, like if you don't roll over and knock her and sweep her ass, come on.
But her highlights, she gave me the most memorable spot of the match, which was her springboard. Her springboard doing the flips, and it was so scary because I was like, oh, she could easily mess up. She was so close to the ropes when she flipped out, and I was like, oh, that was. But what a great spot. But as far as the technical part, she did not fit. She tried to do submissions with them, and I was like, she looks weird. It's not her style of wrestling. I get it, but they should have worked around her. They should have put her later in the match, to be honest.
Yeah.
I did not pick up on this.
I think that in a perfect world, Soul should have been that last spot because that was the highlight reel spot. Stephanie coming out, I wouldn't have put Stephanie out last. I like that they started with Ren and Julia, to be quite honest. Because I think everybody would have been expecting Julia and Stephanie to start because they've got beef. I knew Zarya wasn't coming in first. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I think I would have had Soul come out last.
But I kind of agree. She was there for the highlights. If you want to do all this technical stuff, and then she could have came in with the speed and still lost. I mean, she wasn't going to win the match. So I think she should have came in last. I think they left Stephanie because she got the biggest pop.
Yeah.
Out of all the women, she gets the biggest pop. So
I'll say this. I didn't even pick up on that. I didn't see Sol Ruca as like the odd woman out. I didn't think it was awkward with her interactions with anybody. I guess now hindsight's 2020 and thinking back, I mean, there were certain spots definitely, but I do agree. The moves that she was able to do in this match just blew me away. Like that's, that springboard over the top rope. That was incredible. The 450 buckshot lariat, double buckshot lariat was incredible. The soul catcher, soul snatcher right there with Ren coming from the penalty box to get the pinfall was comedy gold for Ren Sinclair. She delivered. You had the crowd chanting for Ren. Out of all those women.
Right? But that's the point, right? You're highlighting all of her like big flippy acrobatic spots, but like compared to everyone else and like the mat wrestling.
Where's the wrestle, Mike?
The bread was good. The bread was good. But the sandwich was dry. That's the best. Is that the best analogy I can make for that?
It's like, when you see a cookie through the window and you're like, dude, that cookie looks delicious. And then you buy it. You're like, yeah, it's like a $5 cookie, but it's going to be delicious. You go home and it's not that good. That's what she was.
It's crumble. All right, damn. That's fuck. Crumble do be ass. No, Crumble do be ass though. Let's see. Logan said he doesn't care about Sol Ruca.
I like Sol.
I do like Sol. Yeah. Now he says he doesn't hate Shawn Michaels. All right, that's good. I'm glad.
I feel like there's a butt coming.
No buts. No buts. No buts. Julia and Stephanie are the big stars, not Sol Ruca. Okay. All right. I mean,
I will say they did start taking a back burner, putting Sol on the back burner a bit. And I was like, well, why do we got to shift her that hard? I mean, it was a hard pivot from her being over in TNA, her having the match with Roxanne, her having a match with Jordan. So I was like, oh, this is probably going to go somewhere. And then I was like, oh no, they're kind of.
And then it's fizzled out.
But I'm saying that in my head, everyone that I see that's kind of getting put on the back burner, clearly once everybody goes to Netflix, something big is going to happen. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, you have to expect, like, if you look at this picture, I would say these 5 women are staying in NXT.
For sure.
Easily. These are your, you could maybe it's a sneak or not, but I thoroughly enjoy Ren Sinclair. Thoroughly enjoy her.
She's hilarious.
She's grown on me. The
I
girl can wrestle. I was not familiar with her game, and I apologize.
she's come a long way from being on an AEW Dark to being in NXT and being in the Deadline and being on a premium live event.
That's
So
huge
shout
for
out
her.
to Ren, man. That's a huge one for her.
Go Ren.
And I'm not gonna lie, I popped when she started doing Charlie Dempsey stuff. I think it's the funniest thing.
Cattle mutilation, bro.
No, not even on some funny shit. She's like, she has a very dry sense of humor, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because so does Charlie. Ren is like secretly funny. She's like low key funny,
Yeah,
but in the
I
most
didn't think her.
unserious and dry way possible, and it works.
I could see that. And of course, we have to talk about that closing ending sequence here tonight. You know, I thought we were going to go to sudden death. I
knew that as soon as Ren got out the penalty box for the 18th.
I told the missus, I said, watch this. She's coming out, she's getting the pin, and they're going to go to sudden death.
That exact same thing. I was like, it's going to sudden death. And I was like, oh.
And it didn't. And
I think it should have gone to sudden death.
And this is the result, ladies and gentlemen. The result is Julia gets another opportunity at Roxanne Perez. What do you think about this, Nitram? Was this the right call?
Yeah, so I love Julia. I'm a big Julia fan. Always have been. And I think she just needs to win. Like whoever beats Roxanne has to be credible at this point. And it's either her or Stephanie. And like I said, Roxanne's winning the Rumble. So, you know, she got to lose the strap eventually.
All right. What do you think about this, Tortellini? Was this the right winner tonight?
I still, in the back of my head, think that Ren should have won just because it would have been the gag of the century. But I'm not mad at Julia winning because Nitram, like you said, if somebody's going to take that belt off of Roxanne, it has to be someone with credibility, and that person is Julia. Because you know Julia is about to send all them kids back to preschool with one headbutt.
Just ain't that the
one
truth?
Headbutt.
Well, I mean, let's look at it. Roxanne's at 241 days as NXT Women's Champion.
They
So
could push
she is
Mania if they want to be funny.
They really could. But I think with the Netflix deal and the transfer portal and the women's mid-card titles and everything going on, I think you got to make the argument Julia can't lose twice to Roxanne. Whether the first time was because of Cora Jade or not, Julia can't lose to her again. And unless you have somebody screw Julia over like a Stephanie this time, because obviously there's some tension there.
But then that keeps Roxanne down. That keeps Roxanne down in NXT, and I really don't want that for her.
But then again, she's so young. Go. Roxanne's only 24 years old though. And it's like she better have booking there, because if she don't have booking, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared, man. She goes to that main roster and they got her just eating and catering for weeks and weeks and weeks. I can't have it.
That could be a concern.
That's not gonna sit well with me.
I mean, this women's division, let's talk about it. Let's last kind of final thought, and I'm gonna get you guys out of here because I know it's late for you guys. But I would be remiss if we didn't at least have a small discussion about this women's division and the potentials of this transfer portal, right? So when we look at NXT in its entirety, as the women's division right now and the landscape that it is, and obviously it is shifting dramatically because of these three international stars with Julia, Zarya, and Stephanie. Now that's not including, and I talked about this a little bit last night on the SmackDown Nightcap, that doesn't include the talent that are signed to the WWE ID programs. And that doesn't include the women that are signed for NIL deals that are coming in through the pipeline, right?
Kendall
and you
Gray.
have a Kendall Gray, right? A Carly Bright, you've got a Zeta Steele, you've got other women, in that WWE ID program, in the NIL program, and you have women, Fallon Henleys, JC Janes, Jasmine Nixes, you've got, Adriana Rizzo's, you've got Nikita Lyons, you've got Roxanne, Cora.
Ariana Grace is in there.
Ariana Grace, where's she been?
TNA, apparently.
Oh, okay. Oh. You've got Gigi Dolan, who's going to be a 6th-year senior pretty soon of NXT. You know, you've got
Possible
Tatum
Tiffany coming
Paxton,
back.
possible Tiffany.
Possible
Oh.
Tiffany coming back. She threatened to cash in.
Girl, whatever. I'll believe it when I see
I
it.
think that's a ploy to make NXT feel like a third development, a third brand,
Oh,
and a
big time.
threat. That's
Big
a ploy. I don't think she actually cashes in NXT. Now, if she does, so be it. I'll go eat a shoe.
If she
Nevertheless-
cashes in on Fallon Henley, that is long-term storytelling.
That is long-term. So that's great long-term storytelling. That another
Sean,
woman right there.
Sean, call me immediately.
Here's the fucked up part though. We have all these women and we're talking this transfer portal, but what concerns me, and I'm gonna let you guys get into this here. What concerns me is the Kiana James effect. Kiana James was drafted to the main roster last April. We have yet to see Kiana James on Raw, on SmackDown, have a discussion, which concerns me now, especially because you have 2 mid-card titles for the women's division. You have this women's division at NXT that you know is going to get gutted for those divisions, which concerns me about these talents. Where do they fall in line? Now, Nitram, give me your thoughts on the transfer portal. Give me your thoughts on what women you feasibly think would be on the move, and what do you think effect that'll have for NXT? And then Tortellini, you take over.
First, I want to say that Kiana James wasn't good. That's why she's not on TV.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a
Her
hater. right
matches
now.
were bad,
Don't
man. She was
you-
not ready. She was not ready. She was not ready to go to that
Then
main
put her
roster.
back to NXT. Then send her back to NXT.
I
She can't hang with
literally
those
said
girls.
that same thing. They never, sorry to interrupt, but they never should have moved that girl. I'm so sorry, but they never
She was
should have
just getting started in
She
NXT. Her
just
momentum
getting
was
her
picking
feet.
up.
They never should have moved her.
Yeah, her matches were not. She just couldn't hang. But that being said, transfer portal. As long as it seems like it's even trades, I'm all for realistic on this. I know Netflix wants a lot of people. It's been reported everywhere. Netflix wants a lot of people.
Netflix wants
like
the
a-
bloodline. Netflix wants all the
Right.
big.
They want
Cody.
Cody. They want
They
Cody.
want
They want the bloodline.
CM
They want
Punk.
Randy Orton. Yeah, they want CM Punk. It's like I
They
get
want
that.
freaking Yokozuna, dude. They want Hulk Hogan. You know, they're pulling the Saudi Arabia card. You know, where they want all these people. They want Macho Man. They want a what do you call it? They want a hologram of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, Netflix
For the Raw.
you can't have it all.
They
Exactly.
want TNA at this point too. Just bring them the whole.
I mean, just bring TNA at this point. NXT,
Oh.
TNA, come on.
But as long as like these trades make sense, like don't trade CM Punk for one mid card. If that's how it's gonna work, you know what I mean? If you're telling me Raw's getting CM Punk, or CM Punk's already on Raw, let me use someone else. Raw's getting Cody Rhodes for what are they called? The Alpha Babes and the Wyatt Six. Like that's how I want these trades to work. Make
Ooh.
Cody feel like a star. The Alpha Babes, I think is what they're calling themselves now. They used to be Alpha Academy. They're called the Alpha Babes now.
The Alpha Babes?
Yeah, y'all didn't see that. Maxine Dupree said it. They got Alpha Babe shirts and everything.
I thought it was. Wait, huh?
Huh?
I got
Maxine Dupree.
How the fuck
Otis,
did I miss that?
How did I miss that?
Tozawa on Monday night came out and was like, "Do you want to be?" They're telling our truth. Do you want to be part of the Alpha Babes? Because anyone could be Alpha Babe. You just gotta get nasty, and then they did the whole thing.
Damn, Logan, that's fucking right to the punch, bro.
Logan gets it. She wasn't ready. She's not there, man. She was Sonya Deville. She was Sonya Deville. Then Sonya Deville came back, and they didn't know what to do with her. That's what happened.
All right, but get back to your transfer portal comments because I'm about to go on. I'm about to crash the fuck out.
Look, all I'm saying is it just has to look realistic and get NXT involved. Do 3-way trades. SmackDown gets this, so NXT can get this and this, and just make it look good. That's my whole point. I don't want to see, okay, Cody Rhodes went to Raw and they got Akira Tozawa, just Akira Tozawa. It doesn't make sense. And don't oversell someone. Like, don't be like Cody Rhodes and they get Kofi Kingston, former world heavyweight champion. Like if that's been a thing, you know what I'm saying? You got to make it look good. And that's all I'm worried about is that they're not going to make it look good. I think they should have just did a straight draft.
Okay. 3 women, Nitram, that you see going up to the main roster.
Roxanne Perez, Sol Ruka, Jada Parker.
Wow. Okay.
Those are my 3.
Okay. I like it. Tortellini, what do you got here?
See who I think that would go up.
I mean, just give me your thoughts on the transfer portal, Give me your thoughts on what do you think could
I
potentially happen to the NXT landscape, and then give me 3 women you think are going up.
Okay, let me start with like my first thought. So with this, like, I'll just call them the Iron Survivor 5, right? That is like, and I don't mean this in like a shady way. I just mean this in like how I'm looking at it in terms of like power and star power and credibility. The Iron Survivor 5, like that whole group coming in is NXT A wave, and like Fallon and everybody else are the B wave. So once they pull Roxanne, Soul, I was gonna say Tatum, but they got her in a little thing with Gigi right now, so I don't really know who that third I want to be to move between in the portal, I guess. But that A wave and that B wave is gonna make for one hell of a program. I don't know. I don't really know how that like works out in my head, but like I don't know. NXT is good. They keep saying this, but the landscape of NXT is gonna change.
Mhm.
It will.
I just want it to make sense. And this also goes back into my other point that if you were just going to have this whole transfer portal thing, why did we have to get rid of Indy and Tegan when you could have just sent them back down to NXT? I'm not understanding the problem. You sent Ridge Holland back down to NXT. You sent Karrion Kross back down to NXT. You sent Baron Corbin back down to NXT. So why is it such a weird deal to move the women back down to NXT? Or back over to NXT, excuse me.
Yeah, I agree.
Hunter.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
I think currently right now the OC still in NXT.
Yeah, well, what's his name?
Oh.
Out for the next year.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Oh shit.
As currently, I believe they're still in NXT.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they are.
Yeah, wait,
Luke-
send Motor City Machine Guns down there. Yeah.
Well, what's his name? Carl Anderson's out for the next till after WrestleMania season. He's cooked. He got a big injury, so he's done.
When?
So I don't think a couple months back he posted it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he probably won't see Gallows for a bit. Anderson's hurt. So kind of throw the OC out the mix for now. But down the line, yeah, there's a possibility that they stay in NXT.
I like them in NXT if I'm being honest.
Me too.
Yeah,
They work well with the younger kids. It's a good way to get good experience between everybody, keeps them working. Like I have no issues with it.
I like it. All right. That's it then, ladies and gentlemen. This has been NXT Deadline, the Nightcap. I'm going to take it to Tortellini and Nitram here to go plug their stuff. Tortellini, go ahead. Start us off.
All right. Feel free to follow me on that Bird app, I guess, at 2_Tortellini. Our podcast page is getting a little funky right now, so I will let you guys know what's going on with that. But yeah.
All right. And then, of course, the man that makes them say, oh, damn, Nitram. What's going on, brother?
Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at NITRAM_4SOTR. And you can catch me usually every Thursday with my Four-Side Brethrens. Unless, life happens. And then we just like, we're not doing a show this week. That's just how it goes.
Real.
That's just how it goes. But yeah, I got a new mask. I'm a mask collector.
Ooh.
I got the Penta Joker mask.
Yeah.
And I'm real excited about that. That's all I got.
That's all he's got. Hey, you're going to get to wear that pretty soon here because Penta's officially a free agent. So
also, because of the holidays, we pushed back round 2 of 3-Count Trivia, and it starts back up in the first week of January. So,
okay. Good to know.
We'll get in contact with you because you are advanced.
And I will be on the sidelines watching and cheering for Tortellini and Torn as they advance through 3-Count Trivia because I was eliminated with the Prez, Michael Davis. So you can go check out that episode on demand on Four Sides of the Rings YouTube, and make sure you go check out Tortellini and Black Masses and Constellations. I'm sure she'll let you know on social media once their page gets figured out. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you to these two amazing NXT super fans. Thank to all of you for joining us here on the Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting for NXT Deadline. I love you so much, viewers and listeners. Go subscribe to Boom Broadcasting. We're out of here. The Nightcap is concluded. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.